Hi, my name is Steve Major, and I'm welcoming you to my website and my videos, which you can use freely to try to help yourself in a way that could help with any challenges you're facing in life. I'm a family doctor who's worked for over 20 years in Newfoundland and also work in emergency medicine as well. And over the past 5 years, I've been on a path which involves yoga to help me develop myself and overcome some challenges and transform. What I have on this website is some videos that hopefully you'll find helpful to make you think about what is important to you in your life, help you in your path, and try to come to some understanding of yourself and what you can do and what you can accomplish. A lot of this information is hopefully empowering. I'm trying to give a message that you, as every human being, is much more capable of achieving the things you want in life and having happiness or other things in life that you feel are necessary. And to start off with, I'd just like to talk about myself so that you have some understanding. I work in a community-based clinic, and most of my day is spent talking to patients, and as such I've developed a better understanding of the problems we all face in our lives, and hopefully this information that I have and talks that I can give will be helpful to you. So a lot of what I'm going to talk about stems from challenges that we all face on a day-to-day basis, but it's important in a relationship for you to have some understanding of who I am, and in that way then you can understand where that information comes from and whether it's helpful to you. So my journey started 49 years ago, and I was born in Newfoundland and then lived some of my life in the West Indies, particularly in my elementary years, in primary years in Trinidad and Tobago and in the capital city of Port of Spain. My father was a minister, and we traveled extensively associated with his calling. After we left Trinidad, I moved to Toronto, Ontario, and lived there for another 5 years, and then moved to a small community in Newfoundland. Newfoundland is a province on the easternmost part of Canada. That's where my parents were originally from, and they were called to come back home. The community I went to was a small community called Bay Roberts with a population of about 5,000 people. A lot of the challenges I faced for myself as an adult stem from those changes and moves through my early years. And I guess basically my biggest issue, and I think an issue for most everybody these days, is the overwhelming sense of difficulty feeling like I had to fit in or belong. And over the years, what I've come to realize ultimately is that it's not about fitting in or belonging, it's about being able to make your own path and be happy with yourself. Those years that I lived, you can imagine going from a city in Toronto of 2 million people to a community of 5,000, or moving from Trinidad, which is a Caribbean country, to Toronto. As a child, I had significant difficulties in terms of trying to fit in. When I moved from Trinidad to Toronto, I had a West Indian accent, and I felt that I stuck out, and over time I learned to speak like someone would from Toronto, which is in Newfoundland terms would be a mainlander. When I moved from Toronto to Newfoundland, I had the opposite problem, that I had to change from having a Torontonian accent to trying to be a Newfoundlander with a Newfoundland accent. So it took me a long time to understand that that whole process of me trying to always fit in and belong actually had serious effects on my ability to be healthy, to be able to be myself and be comfortable being myself. It's only through the past 5 years of me going to yoga regularly that I've been able to transform into a place where I feel comfortable in my own skin and feel that everything is good in my life. Was I successful during my career? Well, the years that I worked, I was there in terms of being successful as a family physician, and went through my studies and able to have a lovely family and 3 beautiful sons. But there was always that lingering difficulty with, where do I fit in? Where do I fit in this world? what's my identity? Am I West Indian? Am I Torontonian? Am I from Newfoundland? And those struggles that I had as a childhood carried through adulthood. And even to this day, some of those habits that I have been difficult to overcome. Even most recently on my yogic journey, I have to say thank you at this point to Ian Finn and his Blissology crew, which is, if you look them up online, Ian Finn and blissology.com are a place where I received my yogic training to be a yoga instructor, but really also a process whereby there was a challenge to understand what it is to be a good human being, how to be kind, how to be compassionate, how to be present, and how to live in a kind and gentle way. And I think that process ultimately helped me overcome the sense that I needed to fit in, needed to belong. I just needed to be okay being me. So that understanding for myself is essential to some of the videos that I'm going to talks that I'm going to give going forward. I've had a very fulfilled life. I feel like I've had a lot of opportunity to do good. I've helped a lot of patients in various situations, and I've been able to travel even to Haiti to do some work there in terms of community work and emergency work with patients. So I think that I've had lots of gifts in my life, and that thankfulness is part of what keeps me going. And every day I wake up and I'm thankful for my situation, the benefits that I have, the life that I've been given, and gives me the sense that I've had a very good life so far, despite these struggles. So I want you to understand that as a physician, with the conversations I've had with people, they're very intimate conversations that will only happen between a physician and a patient. And the reason for that, obviously, is that patients understand that whatever they tell a physician is confidential. And that trust that is there leads to information being conveyed that wouldn't be said to anybody else. And I think that's given me a very deep understanding of the roots of the problems that we all have in our lives currently. Quite happy that I'm on this yogic path, and feel that the combination of my training as a physician and this transformation through going through a yogic path has given me a greater understanding of the world in a way that I can hopefully help others and be a healer to those who need help. I'm quite happy in my life currently, and it's important to understand that the information I'm providing is just an opinion. It's something for you to think about. If you think it's foolish, that's fine, that's your opinion. I'm giving this information because I think it can be helpful for you to have some understanding of yourself. And self-understanding and self-awareness are the essential keys and elements for us to have a fulfilled life. So I think that's enough about me. I'm going to give some talks now, and hopefully if you are a patient of mine, you'll have a better understanding of me and where I come from, and then have an understanding then of why I have a connection and wish to help others to try to understand themselves and live hopefully a better and happier life. Now, one thing, we all have interests that we all love to do. While I'm a physician, I'm very engaged with my patients. I love yoga as well, but I love dance. And so I have to end with some music and a little bit of a going forward with music, because I think essentially, if I can get this music going, I love movement. I love the energy of dance. I love the vibration associated with dance, and I think we can all relate to that. We all have our favorite tunes, our favorite music. Some of us prefer not to dance but still enjoy music, and I think we can all connect through this vibrational energy. I hope you again enjoy the series of videos that I'm doing, and look forward to any feedback that you might want to give. So this is, I have to give a shout out to Hush from Tourist. Lovely tune, gets me moving every time I hear it. It's not about anything about how it looks, it's how it feels. Thank you, and I hope you have a great day.